Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. Today we are going to have a look at this yew tree with quite a lot of dead wood. There's a series on this tree. There's a playlist of it, and if you want to see what happened with this tree during the past years, well, you can have a look at this. So for the ones who knows what I'm talking about, let's see how the root formation did this year, because that's well, mainly the biggest issue on this tree. So if I remember right, there was only one portion of the tree that made new roots. This looks quite promising. I have roots here. Not a whole lot there, but that's probably because this was the part that was already quite okay. And I think that's this part because I see some remains of the moss here. So yes, this looks not too bad, but of course I have to see it completely before I'm sure. No, I still don't have roots where I need them. But again, a whole lot more where I already had some. And so this is something that is strange. Why don't they grow at one side and why do they grow at the other? Well, the good news is they grow at the side where I want the front to be, so that's good. But I'll have to find another solution for the other side. Anyway, I think it's time to have a look at the whole root system. So I think I'm going to have to get this guy out of its spot. And I hope this goes well. Well, it surely moves, and it filled his pot with a whole lot of roots. And so now, well, I'm going to comb this out gently and slowly and see what's going on. Well, there's a good root mat, that's for sure. So this might take a while, of course. I'm not going to bore you with every little thing that I'm doing, but I'll put the camera on if I see something interesting. It's been 20 minutes now and I'm still trying to bare root this tree. Now doing the lowest part. I have a whole mess of long and, well, good roots, good and healthy, and maybe I can find a solution to close the gap that I think I still have, but I cannot see now. It will be easier to know what I have to do when this is all untangled. And this time I'm not going to cut anything before I know what I really want and can do. This tree is absolutely not in a stage where I can start the styling of it. Well, I'm working on the styling while I'm working on the roots, and technically everything is going in the right direction, but it's a yew, so it's already something that is difficult because they are really slow growers. So I'm going to finish the cleaning up now, and then give the root system a wash. I hose the roots with the garden hose, something I don't do often. And here you see, of course, the yellow pieces are the foam parts at the front of the tree. And the new roots are starting to cover it very nicely. So by just combing them out and always keeping the radial pattern, I think I'm going to achieve my goal here. It might of course take a few more years, but that's okay. The roots can grow while I work on the top part. So this is good. Sadly, the back isn't doing good, and there's not a whole lot of new roots there. Here it's, well, sparse, but as long as there's something, it will grow and get longer. But this is the back, and well, nothing happens here. Well, not entirely. This happened this year, so this is great. Of course, there's a long way to go here, and here there's absolutely nothing. And I've been scratching with my finger to see why, and I don't understand, because well, this part looks alive, so I don't know. There should be some roots emerging from here. So I took one piece out, and I saw, I don't know if you can see it because it's really dark. I'm trying to zoom in as good as I can here. And like so. So I haven't tried it yet, so I'm going to see if there is any roots between these. Yeah, there are. So if I now just scan, I'm going to sit down for this, gently get these roots out. Like so. And then replace this piece of foam. Maybe get this one out and this one out. Yeah, there's a lot of roots there too. Oh, that's nice. So if I put this one back, this is not going to be easy. This is some kind of surgery. And hey, that's the trick. So I'm putting this one back. Okay. I'm going to do the same here now. Again, there's roots. So I'm going to get these one out. This makes me think of something. If I just took these pieces of foam out now, and I could bring some of the roots from the other side to the tree, under the tree, it might help filling up the hole too. So this is going to be complicated because I need to be sure that I don't mix up my pieces of foam. Yeah, I hope you can see this. This is big fun. This is the kind of hocus pocus that I like with bonsai. So there's quite a lot of roots here. It's just a question of bringing them where I want them now. So that's maybe the reason why I did not have a whole lot of roots here, because they were there but couldn't see them. So this might take a while, and I'm going to clean this up before I put the foam back. So I'm going to continue this very gently and slowly, and I'll catch up with you when this is clean and I have a view of what I can finally do. Okay, I moved the camera, so I hope there's better light now. So what we see here is this whole hollow and that part of the tree at the back, and then this big root. It's impossible to bring this forward. This is too thick. You cannot do that with the U. But what I see here is a whole lot of new little roots, which I should try to untangle and bring forward. There's a whole bunch of new ones. I'm just going to remove this part of the foam too, and just adding it to the others. And cleaning this up, I have a big strange root here, which can be included, I think. I can probably put this root here on top, and this part will cover up a whole section already. So this is very good. It's a little bit of sorcery, I admit, but as long as it does the trick, I think it's okay. So what I'm going to do now is take the roots, the small roots, put them as high as I can here, especially with this one. Put the foam back. And that was this one. Getting some of these nice roots here. Insert this piece of foam. Okay. And then get these roots on top of it. Okay, this is very good, but of course it's gonna come loose the second I let my hand go. So I'm going to need something. Oh, I got a piece of raffia here. Luckily. So, trying my best. Man, this is really the moment you want to film. But it's part of the job. It's gonna take a while to get this how it should be. So I'll be back when this is done, because, well, might take a few moments. So I used a few small clamps that I use, you know, these pieces of wire that I use for the fusion projects. Well, this is not bad, it stays almost where it's supposed to stay. So that's good. Now I'm going to do the same with this one. Just trying to get the roots on top and trying to press the foam in like so. And there are a few roots now here, so that's good. I'm looking for a little clamp here. Yep. So you see, these are just little pieces of metal. And it should keep this root here. So it still moves, but it's manageable. I have roots here. Going to get them up. Get this piece here. And then let the roots come down. And here I have, well, absolutely nothing, so well, it's just gonna be the foam. This is the good direction. And we have a little piece of foam left. And I'm going to put that here. Now, this is... I have another possibility here. I have maybe a cutting or two that made it. So I'm going to get that one. So I took a few cuttings of this yew some time ago, but I don't think there's a lot of this alive. I think just one. But just one is not bad. This one has roots. This has nothing. This one has roots, but not a whole lot of foliage. But it'll do. So I'm going to use these two. Okay. So what I had, I secured with raffia, natural raffia, because I wanted to be able to rot away. And then, well, we have this little dude with some roots. So I'm going to insert him somewhere here. And then the other one, also with a few nice roots. I'm going to insert this one here. So now there are technically roots everywhere. I'm going to push this root just under here. And finish this off with this not natural raffia, just to keep everything where I want it to be. Now, of course, you're asking yourself, yeah, well, man, then you're just gonna have a few extra trees. Yeah, I know, but if I see that they grow well, I can just make an incision in the trunk where they're growing, and this way they will probably just fuse. And since they're cuttings from this yew, I have exactly the same material. So, well, it's not as good as the other side, but at least I have something. Just going to press every piece of foam as far as I can into the hollows here, and hope that all these little roots do well. Okay, so now, well, there's some root pruning to do, I think, too. So I'm going to comb out these roots and give them some equal trim. This is the real first work on the roots that I do. the years before, well, I just was happy that the tree was growing well. But now, well, it's another stage, and we can try to balance this a little better. I don't have a better pot than the one I used. It's quite a big tree, so I'm just going to put a whole lot of substrate in it. And the good thing about this pot is, well, it's horrible from all sides, so can't do wrong. Like so. Well, I think it was a little stressy, but if you see the front of this tree, if you have seen the original videos on how this tree looked 2 years ago, this might really be an interesting root base. I'm going to cover it up with substrate now and work it in. So these are the cuttings, and well, they are hanging somewhere up in the air, so that's not really what we want. So I'm going to have to cover this up, but this is starting to get a little high, so that's the good news. I can just cut it in half now. So of course it's not really beautiful to look at, but it's already a little better. A little piece of duct tape. Like that, and just fill it up with substrate now. So this was the repotting, and the only thing I'm going to do now for this tree is just getting the tops out, because I feel that the lower part is still a little sparse and the top is becoming quite heavy, and well, I want some more growth on the lower part, so I'm just going to reduce the top. And when the tree starts growing, well, I'll have a whole lot more growth at the lower part. So this is nothing special, just removing the top branches with a lot of foliage on them. Always trying to leave a branch facing outward, of course. But this is basically all that I'm gonna do now. So, well, I think I had a good time here with this tree, and I hope you had the same. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.